Interesting how I was right in the previous video, where I speculated. Unlike Iron Mouse, she did not want to... I did. I said that the reason they left was because of money and drama. Silverveil came out in a video and said, is Iron Mouse my friend? Like, can you call someone a friend that doesn't speak with you for 6 months? That happened, chat. That happened. But now apparently we got Nyaners that left, and this is actually really huge because Silverveil and the other lady, you know, they were important, but they weren't that big. Nyaners is actually really big, and if they lose K-Song, if they lose Iron Mouse, Vershoujo is done. So I'm really curious, like, what is in that contract? What do they have in that contract that is spooking out the talent? Because the way I can view it, there's several things. Number one, they're asking a ridiculous chunk of cash. And of course, when you're interested in joining one of these companies, the best time to do it is when you're a nobody, right? So you're a person that has a lot of talent, but unfortunately you do not have any subscribers. So you join one of these companies and you're boosted to fame, but they take a huge chunk out of the super chats. And take into account that Twitch and YouTube or any other platform, they take a cut too, and then the government takes a cut. So at the end of the day, even if you're Gargura, you're not making that much. You know, you look at Gargura, you see those red super chats filling the screen. Well, she's probably getting like 30% of that, maybe. But if you're already famous, if you're Nyaners, then the chances are Vershoujo may need you more than you need them, and it just takes a little bit of a push. So one possibility, which I would not be surprised, is the amount of money that they're taking, or another one is the services that they're providing. So I don't know exactly what Vershoujo provides to their talent, but for example, Face Connect provides them with a team of artists that do their layouts, their models, and all of that. So you do get that benefit. Now, if Vershoujo was providing something, and now they're saying that the new contract says we're not providing, it can be one of the reasons why so many girls decided to not do business. But what I do think, and this is quite probable, especially due to the Hogwarts controversy, you might have Vershoujo trying to say, yeah, we're going to decide your content from now on. So we're going to tell you what you are and aren't allowed to do. And some girls may say, well, that's a little bit too much for us. So that is my speculation. This is what I think is actually happening, is Vershoujo coming in, because up until now they were a very hands-off agency, and this was one of the appeals. And if they change that, then it is understandable why these girls would leave. Take into account that they're probably under NDA as well, so they're not going to be able to accurately say why they left. And of course, they don't want to cast shade on the other talent, because at least not publicly. It looks unprofessional, and on top of that, they do share some of the audience being part of the whole Vershoujo team. So I do not expect that any of these girls in the next couple of months, even if years, they're going to actually say what happened here. And of course, the final one is the whole thing with Vershoujo is the ability to retain your IP, right? So if the new contract would touch that in any way, shape, or form, then yeah, maybe the girls would not like that. But what's interesting is that they cared about this contract so much. Like, if you're going to lose 3 of your major talents, then I think the contract is the problem. And take into account that even negotiations didn't manage to convince these ladies to stay. So that's my speculation. Number 1, the cash. Number 2, the drama. And number 3, the possibility of the contract suggesting that they're going to have a say into the type of content that these ladies are producing. Most companies do that, by the way. Like, most companies will not allow the girls to collab with various people. Like, for example, in Face Connect, Nick Riqueta wanted to collab with Pippa. Now, at the time, Pippa was very small, and Nick Riqueta was huge. Like, it would have been in her best interest to have that collab. And it would have been like a funny thing. Like, Nick Riqueta even offered himself to do it offline. So, like, they pre-record the video, and then it shows it to Face Connect. and they look at it and they give the go ahead. He even agreed that he's going to follow every single rule that they have, and FaceConnect said no. Right, so this is the biggest, in my opinion, disadvantage of being part of a corporation. But then again, I will tell you something that I know from behind closed doors, may shock people, but a lot of these ladies, they do not want to ask for a collab. Like, this mind blew me when I found out. The best way to grow on these platforms is to collab, right? So if Pippa would have gone on Nick Riquetta, I should have definitely got at least 1,000 subs. So the best way to actually grow is to collab. The problem is, these ladies are afraid to ask. And I have talked with several of them. They're afraid to ask because, like, what if the other person says no? Like, this mind fucked me. And I'm like, well, lady, it's a fucking business. Like, you're not asking the person on a date. It's a business question. It's kind of like looking for a provider to give you dough to make your pizza. You ask, like, everyone, and eventually you find one that says yes. Like, if they say no, then you ask 10 people, 9 say no, and the other one says yes, so you go with that. Like, I genuinely, like, still cannot grasp my head about this, but, like, a lot of VTubers have this issue. They literally are too afraid to ask for a collab because they may get rejected. And this is when the manager comes in. So now the manager is like, okay, well, talks to the other manager. It's like, my girl wants to collab with your girl. And the manager goes like, oh, wow, what about? What are they going to play? Well, let me ask, and I'll talk with my girl, and then go back to you, and you can talk to your... It's very difficult. Very difficult to set up a collab. Like, these managers, they... I don't know how they do it, but it is what it is. Like, with other content creators, other YouTubers, you know, the independent ones, it's like, hey, do you want to stream tomorrow? It's like, sure, what about this subject? Okay. That's literally it, you know? Or if they say no, I'm like, oh, so you don't want to? That's fine, you know? And then we move on. It's... I never thought... And I don't know if they're girls... It's because if they're girls or it's because... they're small. Because like I haven't spoken with the big content creators. Like I'm pretty sure like Nyaners, for example, isn't shy to ask people to collab, right? But I think it's also about the size. Like if you're large, then you get other people asking you. So because you don't really need to grow at that point. Like you're already big, so you're famous enough that word of mouth carries your brand. Curious if Pippa is afraid to ask people for collab, but again, actually she has a manager, she doesn't have to. Still, it was interesting. So like the reason a lot of these girls are part of a company is because they do get the manager to do the collab thing for them, which in my opinion is probably like the biggest advantage that these girls have by joining a company. Like if you're too shy, if you're too awkward to ask people to have a stream together, then yeah, you need help. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.